guys might have noticed, it has been a minute since A, I've uploaded a video, B, since we have been racing. Due to budget restraints, we haven't been able to make any of the past 5 or 6 races. And honestly, it is killing all of us. Me, Dad, and Austin are almost all going stir crazy to the point where every Saturday night we come to the shop and work on the race car just to feel a small ounce of joy. Race cars do that to you. Anyways, we got the news today that we are most likely going to St. Louis. So everything that we thought we had 4 weeks to get to and get finished before Dallas, which was our next planned race, has suddenly been cut down to a week and 3 days. So we got a little bit of work to do, eh, Austin?
Freaking out, man!
But needless to say, we are both really excited, and I'm going to take you guys along on this journey of us getting ready to go racing. So what are we working on tonight, Mr. Austin?
So, I'm not going to build it tonight, but I'm getting everything ready to build kind of a legend around here. This block is near and dear to us.
It's very near and dear to our heart.
That we have that has a name, and it wasn't even a name that we gave it. Somebody else named it.
It showed up like this.
But it is the Yeet Cannon. Pretty near and dear to our hearts. It's survived.
This block has treated us well.
Yeah, it honestly
we honestly love this block. Like, I'm going to be very sad when we retire this block. But this block is going to be an amazing coffee table.
When it gets retired, it's going to be my coffee table.
No, it's going to be my coffee table.
I'll fight you for it. But anyways,
you want to put a slap bet on it?
I'll put a slap bet on that, yeah.
We decided tonight we're going to start doing slap bets.
Anyways, it seems around here the part that's the longest about building motors is just finding the stuff to build a motor, because we've got 20 of them. So just finding all the parts to build the one you need kind of takes the longest. So I'm gathering everything tonight, and probably one day next week I'll put the thing together and have it ready to go in the box.
Before we put this motor together, we can't mess up and not salute.
And it was almost too perfect. It's block number 120. If it had been 121 and a Yeet Cannon, I wouldn't even run it. I'd have just put it in a glass box.
Yeah, so Dad's race car number is 121, and mine's going to be 120. So this block is very, very near and dear to our hearts.
Was it 120 before we got the Yeet Cannon or after?
It was before.
Mm-hmm. If it had been after, I totally would have respected it.
Yeah, honestly. So,
yeah,
that's the Yeet Cannon. What else are we going to work on?
Just stuff and things. I haven't really figured it all out yet. We've made a buttload of progress the past couple Saturdays. Just need to make, a little bit more. We got a long ways to go and a short time to get there, one would say. But we'll make it.
Yeah. We've got a list. It's about a mile long of stuff that needs to be done, and probably stuff that isn't even on the list that also needs to be done.
Well, that's a start.
But I'm not even kidding. Me and Austin are so excited to go racing.
Yeah, we are. We've kind of had, if Caleb pans around, a bit of a tornado go through. We're in the middle of like 30 different projects, just trying to get everything the way we want it. So once we've had, so much off time, we figured might as well make stuff perfect. So
yeah, so we're in the process of building a new body, building a new car,
fixing a body,
fixing a body, fixing a car, fixing another car. That body also probably needs some work. Current project, well, Austin is gathering all the parts for the Yeet Cannon, and we honor the Yeet Cannon while we sit here and think. I'm sitting here building spark plugs. What seems to sap my time the most at the track is not assembling spark plugs, but getting spark plugs ready. So I've decided I'm done doing that at the track. I'm gonna do it in our nice air-conditioned shop from now on, and it's gonna be great because we're gonna show up and we're gonna have 8 runs worth of spark plugs to win the race. So it's gonna be. So we're sitting here polishing this crank for the yeet cannon on the lathe, and Mr. Austin knows more about this than I do, so he's going to explain this.
So Terry said, oh yeah, just find one that looks nice and I'll do it on Monday, but I'm impatient. I found this one in there by the race car shop. We've got 10,000 crankshafts. It's just a matter of, well, just a matter of finding, you know, the best ones to use. So I eyeballed this one. I've actually, like, I can see a crack in a crank pretty good. So like the place a crank will crack will always be on this side of the rod journal, and if it cracks there, it'll line up on the other side of the main. So I looked this thing over and I didn't see any cracks. So just went through and we polished it. That just takes all the edges off of it and just smooths everything out really nice.
So because we're impatient and we want to play with race cars and we're excited to go racing, me and Austin assembled the short block of the infamous yeet cannon.
We'll put it in this little bag, keep it clean.
Night, sweet prince.
We're gonna win the race in Dallas with this motor.
Yeah. And then do throttle racks afterwards.
This block is not surviving Sunday in Dallas. You want to put a slap bet on that one?
No, because that could also mean it has terrible things happen to it round one.
That's true.
It does live in a harsh environment.
What's harsh about this environment? It's fake news.
Well, when you have stuff like that chilling right next to the yeet cannon, lives a tough life.
Yeah, but it's gonna live a beautiful one.
Mostly just abuse it.
Well, that's a good start to getting to go racing, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, it literally just needs head studs and triggers, but it's like 11:45 and I'm tired.
Is it past your bedtime?
No, not yet. Close to.
Okay, just checking. My bedtime was like 3 hours ago.
I see, that's unfortunate.
What would you like to say to the yeet cannon?
And it's a free bird now. Won't you fly high?
So, as you guys can probably tell, we are not currently in St. Louis. It is Sunday before the Stampede of Speed, and they are running round 2 of eliminations in St. Louis in like 20 minutes. Unfortunately, the money did not come through, so we are not there, but me and Austin were there last night for about 45 minutes. We ran up there to deliver some engine blocks that we fixed for the JCM Nitro team and pick up a bunch of parts that I actually have to get out of my truck in a little bit. But, sad that we're not in St. Louis, but the bright side is, in 5 days, we'll be at a racetrack anyways, and we get to burn some nitro with this here funny car at the Texas Motorplex Stampede of Speed. And I don't know about you guys, but I am thrilled. I cannot wait. So I came to the shop after church today and I made myself a list of stuff that I need to get done to get ready to go racing, and I figured I'd take you guys along with that because there's some stuff that you might not even realize needs to go with us that we have to pack or what we have to do. So right now I am getting to cross off. The first thing is restocking all of the consumables. So there's like 3 or 4 things that we really go through a lot of in any given race weekend. Glass cleaner, gloves, brake clean, and towels. So I restocked the towels cabinet, restocked all the brake clean so that we can keep everything clean. In the like miscellaneous cleaners and everything, I put all of the glass cleaner, and then we keep a bunch of gloves up there in that top corner so that when we need them, they're just ready right there to grab. Another thing that I do is at the beginning of a weekend or before we leave, I'll go through and put 8 or 10 pairs of gloves in my toolbox because we go through that many. And when we're in the middle of a service, especially if we're going rounds, every second counts of me having to run into the trailer and grab a pair of gloves. That's 1 second or 10 seconds or 30 seconds that I'm not working on the car. So anything that I can do to get rid of that is ideal. Part of what we went to St. Louis to get is this set of tires from Ron Capps. And what we do is, since tires are expensive and the hero teams don't like running brand new tires because of the thickness of the sidewall and how the tire flexes and that kind of thing, a lot of teams have us run tires for them, and it makes it so that we don't have to mount tires or buy tires or any of that jazz, and it helps them out. So it's kind of a mutually beneficial relationship that is good for everybody. So next weekend, we are going to be running a set of Ron Capps' tires during the Stampede of Speed. And I'm just going to go ahead and put them on now so that we don't put our traveling tires on and then have to take those off and put these on. But one thing that, actually two things that most people don't realize we do when we put these tires on is, first thing, there's a little X on each tire, and it's always on one side or the other. So the X is always going to be facing towards the right. So on the sidewall of the left side tire, it's going to be facing the chassis. On the sidewall of the right side tire, it's going to be facing the wall or whatever is next to you. Additionally, when we put them on, we always try and make sure the valve stem is in the same position so that when you're in the staging lanes, you know, in case you have to speed through it, you don't spend time looking for the valve stem. So on this side, it's quite nearly at the very bottom, and that way they're just in the same spot, makes your life easier. And then torque the wheels, put them on, and this is one thing that we don't have to worry about come Saturday. So the next job that I'm working on is one that I'm not particularly fond of because somehow I always manage to make an ever-loving mess doing it, but it's filling all of our oil jugs with oil for the weekend. So every run we pour 2 of these oil jugs, which are each 2 gallons, into the car. And so if you were to go to the finals, win the race, you'd use 8 runs worth of oil. So every race we take 8 runs worth of oil, and the races that are close, like Dallas, we won't even take an oil drum with us. And races that are far away, like Vegas and Pomona, we'll have an oil drum in the trailer with us, but I'm getting all 8 runs worth for Dallas ready to go. See what I was talking about? No matter how many times I do this, no matter how many different ways I try it, there's always some kind of mess somehow. Not my favorite job, but it's gotta be done. The next thing on my list is we have a race car shop full of funny cars. We got the nostalgia car, we got the big car, and we got the new big car that we're building. And this weekend, while we're in Dallas, we're only making 2 runs. One on Saturday evening, one on Sunday evening. So the time in between, Dad wants to spend time with all of us working on this car and getting it as complete as possible, because we're trying to have a complete second car in the trailer, ready to go, ready to roll out. God forbid we need it. So we have Mr. Tom and Blaine coming this weekend to hang out and go racing with us. And Tom is like a master fabricator. You can check out his stuff. I think it's Precision Designs on Instagram. They make really, really, really cool cars. But he's going to fab up a bunch of mounts for us. I think fire bottle holders, like all that kind of stuff. And we'll do more of that when he's here, when we're with him. But we're going to get this car moved into where the Fool's Errand is so that there's light and benches and such to work on it. And so that's next on the list. The funny farm has been switched around. We got the new car up in the air. We got the Fool's Errand pushed back into its sad dark, depressing corner, but it'll be pulled out of there soon. And we got the big car in the same spot it always was. I also have the trailer pulled up in front of that door so that we can get the spare body out and just check everything over in the case that we need it. Hopefully we don't. And then current body, new body that we're working on. We got funny cars everywhere. This video I'm going to try and keep about getting ready for a race and what actually goes into it, but there will be a separate video that I'm doing on building the new car and kind of some of the things that people don't even think about that are going into it, but that's a lot of stuff that I'm going to have Dad explain. So I'm going to have him talk about that some, and this weekend hopefully the majority of this car is going to be built, and maybe at some point perchance we'll get to hang a starter on it or something. That'd be pretty cool, huh? So I will see you guys. That video probably won't be out by the time this one is, but keep an eye out on that. So like, comment, subscribe, turn that little bell thingy on, and that way you actually get to see the video about the new car. As for what's next with the with getting ready to leave, the next disaster to take care of is the toolboxes. So while we're here at the shop, especially when we're here for 3 months in a row, tools get stolen out of the race car trailer and scattered all across the shop, depending on what we're working on. We'll say, hey, do you need the map gas torch? Oh, we'll go get it out of the trailer. And we'll spend 2 years chasing it back down to get it back in the trailer. I'm gonna go through and make sure all my tools are in the head box, and I'm gonna wipe everything down, clean the box so that it's good to go and happy for this weekend, so that I don't put myself in a bad spot. So I have the toolboxes all shined up, looking beautiful. You can see the reflection in the top of this, and that makes me really happy. They look really good. I also took the old, they had these like badges on them, kind of like this US General one that are just kind of glued on there, and they were starting to fall off and look like crap, so I put THR ones on there, and what I'm actually planning on doing is 3D printing one that's like three-dimensional, obviously, since 3D printer, that's the THR logo, and sticking it on there like it's those little logos, because I think that would look really, really cool. Next up on my list is probably climbing upstairs and cleaning up any oil or anything that might be on the floor and making sure upstairs is ready to go. And then one other thing I wanted to show you guys that is really, really cool that Austin did is there are these backing plates where we used to put burst panels on the manifold, and now we put the backing plate on, and Austin milled the THR logo into them, and it looks freaking amazing. We did it on all of our intakes, and we're super happy with it. So I climbed upstairs and took care of cleaning stuff and getting stuff ready, because I also realized got to change the way that we load the trailer a bunch because of that guy. But now I'm on to my next project, which is switching our EGTs, which are the temperature sensors in the headers, to the new set of headers that we picked up while we were up in St. Louis. So these headers that we've been running, I keep a close eye on them and look for cracks, and these headers are starting to have cracks everywhere, and they got to the point of I'm not comfortable running Dad with them being that bad, so we had to get some new ones. So I'm going to get the EGTs switched over so that our spare set of headers is ready. The set that we've been running, I'm going to leave on for the match race this weekend because they're fine, and then we'll get them switched over for the national event next week. But gotta say, I can't play too much of it, but there's one way to start the morning this morning. Freebird and a Red Bull. Today is going to be the most fun and exciting and possibly definitely stressful day. Today is the last day before we leave to drive up to Dallas and set up this whole circus. So as you can imagine, stress is low. There's no tension anywhere. We're not stressed out or busy. That's all a fib. Today is going to be the day where everything either goes great or either goes terrible. I'm going to be completely honest. So we have about 9,000 things to do. I have to be at school today for class and a test. Can't fail that test, kind of a big deal. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting day. So why don't you come along with it for me? With me for it.
I'm back from school, obviously, and me and Austin just spent the last like 15-20 minutes getting the car stacked together, making sure all the nuts and bolts and everything are here and ready to go, so that we don't have a situation where we get to the track and realize, hey, we forgot like the throttle cable or something important. So we're just going through and double checking everything, making sure we have it so that we don't get there and look like donkeys. Dad's in here servicing the all valve, and I don't think I've ever done a video explaining what that is, and I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't fully understand it, so we're gonna have Mr. Bossman explain it.
So the all valve controls the fuel, is the major control of the fuel system on this funny car. So basically it's just this valve that's air, and it closes an orifice size that returns fuel to the tank, and every week before we run the car it gets taken apart and put all new O-rings put in everything, because the nitro makes all the O-rings swell and stick. So all we do is take it apart, make sure there's nothing wrong with it, clean it, put new O-rings in it, and put it back together.
So what exactly does it do? Like, it's a valve for the fuel, but why?
Well, because the fuel pump on this car is 114 gallons, and the motor can't burn 114 gallons at any time in the run. So the point that we do these big fuel pumps is out in the middle of the racetrack, when you're pulling on the motor the hardest with the clutch, the motor comes down to about 7,000, 7,200 RPM, and at 7,200 RPM I still need to have 84 gallons going into the motor. Well, so this makes sure the motor has the right amount of fuel at the right time.
Cool, thank you. Smart guy stuff, way above my pay grade. Although, let's be honest, a lot is above my pay grade here. Right, Austin?
Absolutely.
You don't even know what I was talking about, do you?
No, but I'm sure it's probably an absolutely was the right answer.
It
Right?
was. It was. It was
Right?
that most things here are above my pay grade.
Yeah. It's a fair enough statement.
You find your torque wrench?
Ever seen how fast an 11/16 wrench can fly?
I haven't. So, anyways, we have found everything that's needed for the car. We got all the nuts and bolts and everything. There's a few things that Dad needs to fix, and then we're gonna start packing stuff up. Another thing that we're about to check is we're plugging in all of the air lines for everything, because on one of the race car nights that me and Austin had, we checked the air system, and one of the little T-fittings where these push-to-connects go in was leaking. So the pressure line for the cannon, the push-to-connect fitting was leaking, and that just pushes the cannon forward, so the clutch was looser going down the track, which can cause it to lose power, drop holes, and be all kinds of bad. Which one of these is which? Oh, never mind. Common sense figured it out. Bit later than we wanted, but I am like 13 seconds from pulling out of the shop onto the road, and we are headed to Dallas. The 18-wheeler and the motorhome are like 5 minutes behind me, and we're gonna head up there and set up the pit, set up the circus, and watch a Wade Bowen concert tonight. So it should be fun. I will see you guys when I get there. Alright, me and Austin are literally probably like 2 minutes from the track right now. We had a little problem with the motorhome, so we had to stop and deal with that, so it's like an hour later. Then the GPS originally said we were going to be here, and because of packing and how long that took, a couple hours behind when we wanted to be here. But we are about to pull in and figure out where we're going. You know, it's something that I noticed last weekend in St. Louis, but there's something about just rolling into a racetrack that automatically just lifts your spirits, makes you happier. Oh, I am glad to be here. This is cool. It's gonna be fun. Oh, it looks like Gravy and Tyler and everybody's here. Dude, I am so excited. This is gonna be fun. What's up, brother?
Buddy?
What's up? We sucked at YouTubing since we got here, but let me show you guys what we got going on. We have an upside down funny car body, and you guys got to tune in tomorrow's video to see what we're actually doing with that. The pit is completely set up. We've got 2 funny cars out. Austin is fetching tools.
Lots of them.
Lots of them. And basically, we're kind of finishing up for the night so we can go enjoy the concert. I will film some of that, but I can't film a lot of that because music and copyright and all that boring stuff. But we're going to go relax and have some fun. And yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. Just got back to the hotel. It's late, and I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Hit the bell so that you see all the videos that are going out this weekend, because it's going to be a lot of cool stuff. It's going to be a really, really fun weekend. The concert was cool. I'm exhausted, so I'm going to peace out. See y'all tomorrow, and never give up.